The answers to round one.
All right, Carrie Collins is the first player drafted by the South Carolina Panthers.
Don't give me credit.
God created the birds and the creatures of the sea on the fifth day.
Volvo invented the legal secret of other manufacturers in order to save more lives.
Thomas Jefferson was born in Virginia.
The first bell is the oldest known in the church.
How old's Ambrose?
All right. Next up, I'd like to bring out one of our fantastic five to interview Caitlin Gordon. So great to have you here,
Thank you for
Caitlin.
having me.
It's just, you know, it's nice to get a chance just to hang out with you, and I mean, and the studio audience
Yeah,
here.
we
so,
love the
you know,
youth
just
of our church.
Yeah,
So we're
absolutely. They're the bomb. So we thought it'd be fun to take a glimpse into what a day in the life of the pastor was like, and so I've got a few questions just to kind of prime the pump and get us started. So, would you consider yourself a morning person or a night person?
Ooh, I am not a morning person.
Okay, so waking up is you know.
I like slower mornings.
Gotcha.
I don't like to be rushed in the morning, and I don't have 12 children at home who wake me up first thing in the morning, so I can sleep a little bit later.
So does your alarm clock usually wake up, or does your cat do this?
Well, it's funny that you asked that. I do have a cat, Ashby, and he will body slam the door starting at like 5 o'clock. I keep my bedroom door closed, and he will body slam it, sometimes as early as 5, usually around 7, and he has been known to hit it hard enough to open an unlocked door. So he may have opposable thumbs that he just uses in the morning. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have a specific route that you take to church every day, or is it dependent on traffic?
No, I always go the same way. I live in Elizabeth, and so I will drive to the neighborhood and then pick up 7th and come straight into town. And depending on if I want to like buy for a spot in the drive or in the parking lot, I'll turn on either Poplar or Church.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
And there's a Starbucks on the way. So
Right, that was
helps.
my next question.
Yeah.
So you like to pick up coffee on the way?
I do. Well, not every day, although the baristas do know me at the 7th Street location.
Okay.
On the mornings we have staff meetings, the pastors take turns picking up coffee for each other. And so if you want to talk about trivia, you could ask each of us, like, what is the other's standard coffee order?
And are you a voice, when you get to work, do you check your voicemail or your email first?
Definitely email.
Definitely email.
I usually don't have voicemails, but y'all could call and leave them for me. That would be fun.
And you, I hear you like fonts.
I do. I'm a bit of a font. I'm very particular about
Okay.
fonts.
Nice, nice. What's your favorite?
I use Georgia for everyday communication. I probably have least favorites more than favorites right now. Like Comic Sans, never. Papyrus, don't do it.
All right, so awesome. So then you get here, and I mean, after everybody gets here, do y'all have like a little powwow that you do before you start your respective days? Do you go to Penn's office and y'all
Yes,
did
every
y'all-
morning.
So
No, not quite.
Wonder Flints activate?
Right, exactly. Something along those lines. We do joke about like Sunday mornings when we're robing up in the minister suite. It's like being in the locker room at a sports event, but not nearly as exciting. But we do have like kind of normal days. We actually have a video of a normal day from the pastor, so I'd love to show that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thanks so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'll let that play.
All right, it's great having you.
Thank you.
Hello? Hey, Catherine. It's Caitlin. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just reading. What about you? Tuesday. So, want to go for a drive? Sure. Where's everybody else? Not sure. It's going to be in the hall. It's going to be fun. Okay. Bye. Bye. something. It's going right, my mom. Absolutely. Shotgun. Now we just need Ben. Anybody know where he is? I know where he is.
Bush, I never get to swear.
All right, that was enlightening, man. I'll tell you what, we need to look at those salaries again. Okay, usually during this time on Sundays, I like to take time to get some of my thank you notes written for the week. You guys don't mind if I take a little time to write down some thank you notes, do you? All right. Will, can I have a little thank you note writing music? Thank you, inventor of little communion glasses, for helping me to stay healthy during cold and flu season. Thank you, sign on this church door, for directing me to the one I should open. Even though I always pull the wrong one. Thank you, ushers, for letting all of my friends know just how late I was getting to church this morning by ushering me to the front of the sanctuary. Thank you, maker of the Jingle Bell accessory on the pipe organ, for adding just a little bit of Santa to our rendition of Joy to the World every Christmas. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Supercuts, for helping Penn see the light, circa 1990. And that's all we have for our thank you notes today. All right, next up, we'd like you to welcome Lee Walker to the stage. He's one of our youth from the church, and he has some deep thoughts that he wants to share with us, that he has come up with deep thoughts for during a boring sermon. But of course, that's not what any of our preachers are preaching.
There should be a law that boring sermons can only last for 10 minutes. 5 would be even better, but 10 should be the maximum. If I have to sit here and listen to this much longer, I'm going to fall asleep. And if I fall asleep, Mom will kill me. The trouble with having your mother sing in the choir is that she gets a perfect view of the congregation. I can never hide a magazine in my hymnal or do my homework without her sing. I can't even doodle on the offering envelope. Pay attention to the sermon, dear. It's good for you. Ha! How can anything this boring be good for me? Mr. Swinson is nodding again. He does it every Sunday. About halfway through the sermon, his head starts to droop, and it bobs farther and farther down, until all of a sudden it jerks back up and his eyes fly open. I'm not sure if he's waking up all by himself, or if Mrs. Swinson pokes him in the ribs. Then, a few minutes later, the whole process repeats itself. Bob, 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 jerk. Bob, 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 jerk. You know how dull the sermon must be if I can be fascinated by Mr. Swinson's going bob, 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 jerk. There are 218 organ pipes in this church, all of them across the back hall behind the choir loft. There are 632 different pieces of stained glass in the picture of Mary. I counted them 3 Sundays in a row, just to be sure I had it right. If you're interested in this kind of technical information, I can also tell you that there are 44 pieces of wood in the altar railing and 16 fringe balls on the cloth that covers the lectern. I don't ever expect to need these kinds of statistics, but they give me something to think about while the sermon drones on. Drone, drone, like the steady hum of cars on a busy freeway, except there's never any screech of tires to break the monotony. Sometimes I daydream about doing outrageous things in the middle of the sermon. What if I jumped to my feet and yelled, "Anybody want to play basketball?" Or I could pass around one of those notes like we sometimes do in study hall. At exactly 11:35, everybody drop your pencil. Or I could take a coughing attack. I could cough and hack and roll my eyes around and then get up and leave. If I hacked and coughed all the way out, I'd really raise a ruckus. What I'd really like to do is bring in one of those remote-controlled toy cars and hide it under the first pew. When the sermon got too boring, I'd turn it on and have it run up and down the aisle. That would wake up Mr. Swinson. To be perfectly honest, I know I'll never do any of these things. I'm too much of a coward. I'm not afraid that God will punish me, but I'm dead certain my mother would. Much as I would like to rise to my feet and yell, "Fire, fire, there's a fire in hell," I know I'll never do it. Instead, I'll pretend to pay attention to the sermon. I wonder how many squares of ceiling tile there are here. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
All right, friends. Music. That means it is time for 2.0 trivia. Please welcome back to the stage Charlie Ring and Harley Dudley.
I don't know about y'all, but that Panthers question really got us in the mood. I think these shoes go great with it. You know.
All right, round 2. Question 1 is movies. Which of the 7 dwarves wears glasses?